What's going on? Push Effect Podcast in full effect. We got a very special guest in the building. Whew. She's been all over, guys. She's been in Charlotte. She's been in Albany. Now she's back in NC. We got AyeeeDub in the building. How you feeling, AyeeeDub?
I'm feeling good. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming up, taking that drive.
I know it's nothing's real easy, so yeah, but I'm here though.
Oh man, but when I drive back to Raleigh, it feels like forever.
Okay, yeah, the drive back.
The drive back
I don't
is
look
crazy.
forward to. It's like, oh my gosh, I feel like I pass that BJ's all the time. I feel like I pass that little brewery on the side all the time.
It's like those landmarks. It's like I've been back and forth so much. It's like those landmarks. I just know how much time it's gonna take me. So I'm like, dang, I ain't make it. If I don't see that little hotel in Greensboro, then I ain't halfway there. You feel me? So I'm like, dang. So I've just been there back and forth so many times, you know, being from Livingston and Charlotte, just coming back and forth. But yeah, that's enough random for me. But how'd you get your first start in radio?
It happened in Charlotte. So I interned with Streets 103.3 and 100.5. I went to school, Wingate University. My major is not for communications or anything like that. It was to be a counselor and like help be in the schools.
I can see you being a counselor.
You can see me being a counselor?
Yeah.
Really?
No, I can see you being a counselor because of your voice, and you have a soothing voice, and you have even when we like first met, we already opened up, and you know, you got people to open up and like not even like breaking the ice type thing, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you feel me? So it's one of those things. Like I can see you being a counselor. You're nice.
Maybe I'll just quit radio. Go to
Nah. I like hearing your voice on the radio. I like hearing your voice on the radio.
Well, then I'll stay here then just because.
Okay, cool.
But no, I did an internship with them my last semester of senior year, and then I guess I just did really well. And then once I graduated, well, at first he told me, you know, like we don't have the budget to hire you. We can't do this and this. And I was like, well, guess I'll just go back to Salisbury and just kick it with my mom and them.
Shout out to Salisbury.
Yeah. And then, but then they called me and they was like, we want to offer you a part-time job in the board op situation. So then I was with them for 3 years, and then that was how I got started interning.
So Wingate has an actual radio station. No? Is it internet?
No.
Wait,
there's
so
no
what is it?
radio station over there.
Oh, so there's no radio station
there's
there?
Nothing, no.
Oh, wow. I thought they had a good like communication broadcasting program.
For like TV.
TV,
and,
that's what it was.
Yeah, they have a TV station.
TV station, that's what it was.
Station.
Okay, that's what it was. I thought about that because I know some people that went there that was big in broadcasting. So whenever I think of broadcasting, I think of like radio, TV as well. So I didn't know they didn't have a radio station.
Does Livingston have a radio station?
No, I think they do now.
Oh, okay.
I think they do now. Don't try to hate on my school.
I mean, it's my city too. So
yeah, I feel you. They do. I think they do have a radio station now. But when did you kind of know you wanted to start in like media, like in general?
It's funny. Like I remember like being in middle school and high school. This is when the whole music videos would play in the morning. TRL, 106 Park, and I would be like, oh, I would love to do that or be in that position, but I was like, oh, being in Salisbury, I'm never gonna go to New York, I'm never going to LA, I'm gonna stay in North Carolina, and nothing I always thought nothing popped off from being in like these regular cities that wasn't New York or LA or California. And then so I always like wanted to be it, but I was like, you know what, I'll just pick the safe career. So I was like, oh, maybe, you know, journalism was at one point like writing or just like writing for like a newspaper or something like that. So I really didn't think nothing too much about it. And then it wasn't until, at Wingate and the new station, because it was always Power 98. And then 103.3 came out. And I didn't know about 103.3 until I was messing with this one dude that... shout out to him.
Shout out to him. Yeah.
He put me on to it. He was like, listen to the new station. I was like, what's a new station in Charlotte? Like, I had no idea. And he played it. And then I feel like that's all he was really good for. Because if I wouldn't have met him, he wouldn't have told me about the station. I probably wouldn't have known about it for real.
Hey,
shout out to him.
Shout out to him. Yeah. but you know.
But yeah. But once that happened, Snapchat and Vine was becoming a thing. So the personality aspect and everybody posting videos and everybody would be like, oh, I like your videos and you're funny and like this and that. And I always love music. So it all just kind of happened. Him and then being at college, those are like the two things that kind of like pushed
Okay, so the moral of the story, guys, if you want to be in radio or any type of media, date somebody.
Yeah. Basically.
What was he doing? What was he like? How did he know? Was he like a promoter? Was he on radio?
He was doing music.
Doing music. Okay, so every avenue. I mean, I know that music life, yo, because I manage an artist already. He's out in Raleigh. I know about how hard it is to, you know, get people out there. But yeah. But even if you like, even like the talented people, like it's still hard to like break through and stuff like that. Yeah, but you know, he still rap.
You know, I don't know.
You haven't talked to her since she made that move.
Nah, it's been a long time, but sometimes I'll check like the Instagram and I see like what he posting, and it's still like the same song from when we was talking.
Yeah, so that's what's up. You know, art never dies. Art, it never depreciates. It appreciates. Yeah, so,
period.
You feel me? So, so how was that leave going to, you went to Charlotte, you had Streets 103, you went to Albany. Like, okay, let's talk about that. You went to Albany?
Well, before I went to Albany, I was in South Bend, Indiana.
The bumfuck?
Yeah.
God damn.
I was everywhere in the boonies.
Yeah.
So
that's what being in media. That's what has to happen sometimes.
You have to go down to the bottom first before you go to the top.
So you was in South Bend. How was that? Nah.
It was alright. The only part was like being close to Chicago.
Okay, that's what's
Indy. But that's about it.
Okay, then you went there, Albany, right?
Yep, Albany was next.
Boom. What radio station they have out there?
In Albany?
Yeah.
It was Jams 96.3.
Okay. So I got that one confused with the Greensboro one. I thought you had came back to like Greensboro.
Oh.
103 Jams, right?
There's 102 Jams.
102. See, I'm a number off. I'm on number off.
It's okay.
Yeah. So that's what I was thinking about. I was like, I'm trying to figure out which radio stations. Then you made your big move back to Raleigh, North Carolina, my city.
Yeah.
Yeah. She had to call me up to make that decision. I was like, yeah, she could.
Yeah, I was like, am I allowed back? Can I come back to Raleigh?
I sat back. I was like, yeah, she can come back. Yeah, she can come back. How was that move there being at Radio 1, right?
Yeah, Radio 1. That was big because my PD, my program director, so basically my boss, he's like a big name in the radio world. Right. So everybody was like, oh, you get to work with, J-Tech, you get to work with him. Like, I was like, is that good? Like, should I be excited? They were like, yeah, it's like a big thing. Like, I would definitely, I think I told, my mentor is your girl, Nikki, who used to be on Power 98. And I always text her being like, what do you think about this? She was like, I would pack up right now. And I haven't even really applied or anything. She was like, I would pack up right now. Like, just be ready. So, yeah. And so it was like big. So ever since like meeting him, he's like, bragging on me being like my new midday host. So it's like I get the labels looking, and everybody else in Radio 1. It's like, congratulations. Like, oh, you're family now. And it's like, okay.
Word.
It's cute.
What kind of adjustments you had to make? Like the move and just getting there and, being in a new city. What kind of adjustments was that? What was that like? Yeah, well,
the move was a struggle because, like I said before, like I had just moved into an apartment in Albany. I was only like 2 months in, and I get the call of like, oh, the position is opening. And then I was like, oh, should I apply? Like, should I come back home? Like, I was so confused. I had no idea what to do.
Right.
And then, so then when I got the job, it was all like, okay, are we getting a truck? Are we selling everything? We packing up 1 car, 2 cars, family got to come back up. So the whole moving thing was such a struggle. And then like getting down here like again, because it was like my family had just came up.
Right.
And I was like, damn, y'all gotta come right back up here again.
Did it move you back down?
Right, to move me right back on down. So, but after that, everything was like pretty good. Like the station was good. Dealing with COVID and going to a new station was different. That was probably an adjustment too. It's still an adjustment because no one's really back at the station.
Word.
So it's like only be me and then my boss and then like another girl. And that's really like it. Like all the salespeople go home now.
They work from home?
They work from home. But so it's probably like that. Dealing with the adjustment of like not being able to go to the club and have like a welcome party. It's like virtual welcome party. Here you go. And it's like
it ain't the same. It ain't the same vibe.
You put me in the club now.
I just want to be in the club. How is that like? How is like the whole COVID thing actually? Interfering with the whole radio thing in there? Are you just in there by yourself? You have your producer? How's that work?
So no, I don't have a producer.
Oh, you do all the producing yourself?
Yeah, I basically like run the boards and stuff too.
Okay, cool.
And I guess they used to have live DJs.
Yeah,
and now it's just like they send a mix in.
Oh, okay.
But we've had a couple like guest DJs come in and be like they passing by through town in like the most recent month.
Word.
They can like come in, mask on, of course.
Yeah.
And then so it's been like that, but yeah. In terms of clubs, I don't think they weren't really doing a lot of hosting at the point of like the live broadcast.
Right.
But I mean, we're still flourishing.
Yeah, y'all doing y'all thing. Y'all still up. You still
got
still up. He hired you, Yeah.
Right.
If he didn't have it, then he wouldn't have hired a new hire, right?
Exactly. They could have like voice tracked me or voice tracked from somebody else in the company, but they brought me down.
Yeah, the power of radio, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Facts. So we about to get real like nitty gritty. So what's like the big misconception in media I got that. We gonna talk about this.
The biggest misconception in media?
Yep. I'm gonna get you started.
Work me in.
So okay, so all right. I was interning at ESPN 730 here in Charlotte.
Okay.
When I first got my first internship in radio. And I was sitting here like, I'm gonna go from here to here to here, just work my way up, such and such and such. And then the station manager actually, came to me. He was like, yo, you want to be in radio? You still want to be in radio type thing? I was like, yeah, like, I seen such and such do this, or like these big time radio hosts do this. And then he was like, yeah, there's no money in radio. And I was like, man, I was like, in certain aspects, he was like, you would have to do certain aspects and do certain things, not anything of, I don't know what you're doing, but like have what you have going on, but like just like big misconceptions that people, coming into like media in general will have to like realize.
I guess, okay, since you hit on the money thing, I guess I'll hit on the whole, it's not easy. Yeah. A lot of people think it's really easy. Oh, you just turn on a mic and you talk. Nah. It's like, nah, it's not like that. It's like, I still write down what I want to say, right? Because sometimes I fumble over my words, right, and like I stutter or I miss my thought. Sometimes I write it down like basically a little mini script, and even though I go off of it, I still like have basically what I wanted to say.
Right.
So it's like sometimes if I crack on a mic, it's like I don't know what to say.
Right.
So it's like if I have a little basis, then I'm like good. But everybody be like, oh, you just talk and you can talk now in person, right, and it's easy. It's like. But when you in there and you not talking to anybody, that was my other thing. So when I was in Albany, I had the morning show time slot, and I had no co-host. Right. And my boss would always be like, at that time he was like, just, act like you're talking to somebody. And I was like, how do I talk to somebody?
Right.
Yeah, he was like,
that's not there.
Right. He was like, oh, maybe you should put a picture up in the studio and look at them. I'm like,
that's not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea. We had a big Kanye poster, so I kind of look at Kanye sometimes.
Facts.
But I'd be like, it was still kind of tough because even I would take that, and sometimes it would be like, I don't know, sometimes you sound like jockish, and I need you to sound more personable. So it's like I was just trying to find like that balance. So it's like,
okay.
A lot of people just think cut on the mic, but no, it's like show prep and planning and learning how to say different things and say it in an entertaining way, right, and stuff like that. So.
What's the hardest part about talking? I think my hardest part about talking is, my intro. Cause I like we can talk right now, but like me bringing it in, that's my, I'm always trying to like, I'm in the car like, yo, this is such a, just trying to get it out. You feel me? Yeah. I think that's the hardest part for me, bringing it in. What, do you have any like things that you feel like, I need to work on this specifically before I get in there?
Work on, I would say, I guess closing is a struggle for me.
Not to say you're bad at anything. I was just asking in general.
Yeah, because if you want to fight, we can.
No.
You're
not. Okay. No. I like to, like, what I struggle with is, just have a hard time with sometimes with, like, bringing it in, make sure I sound right. That's what I meant.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
I guess for me, like, sometimes I have my crutch word still, or like stumbling or not be able like to get out of a break easily. Okay. That's like my kind of struggle I'm still kind of like dealing with, right, or I have like my crutches. Like I think everybody's just like repeating. I remember when I first hopped on and I was like kind of nervous over in Raleigh, and I was like using the typical like, oh, it's your girl AyeeeDub. Follow me on Instagram at K975. Again, the Instagram is K975. Again, the Instagram is. I had nothing else to say. Thanks. And my boss was like, "You stop repeating stuff. Calm down." I'm like, "All right, woo-saw." Like, okay. So it's all about like learning how to ease and not talk so fast, but still be entertaining, like, and give you that pizzazz.
No, you do. You have that, like, and that's what makes you so entertaining, even with your group chat thing.
Oh yeah, it's dope.
Yeah. It's like those are really entertaining. It's like how you bring it together, and then the topics.
Yeah.
I got some questions for you later on that we're gonna get into too. But yeah, it's like the topics that you bring in, like it's like you want to respond or like you have enough to say for that too as well. Like yeah. So I like that group chat segment that you're doing.
Thank you.
And so with interviews and stuff like that, what do you have like what was the most nerve-wracking interview that you had to like prepare for?
All my nerve-wracking interviews, and I hate it, that happened at Streets 103.3.
Facts.
And it was like it was always big artists before they got big. So it's like we had Migos before Bad and Bougie happened.
Right.
So it was like at that point, like I could not tell you who Takeoff, who Quavo was at the time. Like I had no idea like who was. So that was kind of nerve-wracking. Like I had no idea what to talk about. And those kind of interviews would be like just brought on. Like it'd be like CIAA weekend, and they're like, oh, so and so is stopping by the station. It's like, like
damn.
Yeah.
No prep, no nothing. Just
no prep.
Oh, facts.
And like we had like we had an interviewer at the time, a videographer at the time, and he would like just upload them everything. And so those interviews were so bad for me. I ended up just kind of flipping it and taking like the audio, and I would add like sound effects. Like I think one I did with the Migos was like, if one of them licked their lips, I put like the slurping noise behind it. Or if one of it's just like a stare blink, I put like the doink, doink, like look or whatever. So I try to made a bad situation better. I was like, yo, this interview was trash, but try to put it. But all of those interviews from my Charlotte days, I was trying to go back when I was young. I had no idea. And it was such these big artists, and I was like such a clown. So
yeah, you ever fangirled over an artist that came in?
Fangirl. No, I don't think so.
Right? Okay, that's what's up.
If I fangirled, it was people I wasn't interviewing.
Right.
Yeah, like I think Party Next Door had came, and like Ray J had came, but I didn't interview him. Facts. But I was over there like just like, oh, Party Next Door, like just like had my heart little beating and stuff. Facts. But
I had because I work with the Charlotte Hornets and I do some of their production, like I'm their production assistant, and then we had LeBron in there. And so I'm again audio from LeBron. I gotta try to ask a question. When we got national TV in there, it's like, nah, you're not getting in there. So I'm like, all right. So I'm in there like trying to get my question out. And I'm like, just forget it. The one nerve-wracking interview I had was Angela Yee when I had interviewed her.
You interviewed Angela Yee?
Yeah.
Why are you nervous?
Bruh, like, it's Angela Yee. That's what I'm saying. It's like
it's just Angela Yee.
But I'm saying, that's when I think that's what broke the ice to, people are just people at the end of the day. Like,
right, yeah.
It's still and being in the locker rooms, these guys just talk shit to each other all the time. They're just like if I'm talking to my homeboy, talking shit to him, like he's just, we talking shit, but they're actually just regular people. There's nothing. That's where I got like that sense of these people are just regular people. All you gotta do is just ask the question. If they don't want to answer it, they want to answer it. Boom, it's whatever.
It's what it is.
But Angela Yee, yeah, that was it's a pretty nerve wracking because that was like that was when I worked at Charlotte radio station, Radio Free Charlotte. And that's when I had worked there, and I was like, oh man, like this is probably one of our biggest interviews. So it was like.
Was it did it end up being good?
Yeah, it was good.
Oh, it was good. Okay.
It was straight. It was like straight. You could tell some type of nerves in there. You're like, but
it's normal.
Yeah, it's normal.
It happens.
Yeah, we grow.
We get better.
Yeah, we grow. Yeah, you feel me? So when did you? Okay, so you interviewed. Who did you interview last today? You had interviewed somebody like a couple of days ago. Who was that?
Young Blue.
Blue
on the Instagram.
Yeah, how was that?
It was cool. He's a nice person, but it was him being in the car for me. Like I was like, and somebody had set it up, and everybody was calling me. Usually people don't call me after my interviews. They just be like, just let it go off. But they called me being like, yo, are you good after the interview? I'm like, yeah. What happened? What's wrong? It was like he was in his car. The sound went out. Like it was like. Yeah, because I think everybody in the comments was like, oh, his Bluetooth kicked in, but he said he had a phone call, and I guess that makes, because you couldn't hear people on, if you go live on Instagram, after you get a call, so you got to like rejoin or something. But so I tried to get through it, and it was like, I'm looking at like the comments, and everybody's talking about me doing too much, or I'm talking black and all that stuff. So I'm trying to read these comments, I'm trying to listen to him. He not listening to me because he driving. I'm like, I don't want you to crash. So it's like, back and forth. It was really like, it was like a nut case, like a nut show. Like I was like, I don't want you to don't crash. Like I'm over here asking.
He was driving?
Yeah, he was the one driving.
Oh, I thought he had like a driver or something. The way he was looking, I thought he was like had somebody, and he was just like, just
that's him
talking.
looking at the road. So I'm over here like, why wasn't Drake in your music video? He's having this long spiel. I'm like, it's just the environment, stuff like that.
Well, that would have been like. So is that like one of your like interviews that you were like, I didn't have the best time with?
I mean, I had a good time. It got like the most views out of all them other like Let's Go Live interviews with
That's
them.
what's up.
But I mean, just imagine if like you interviewed Barack Obama and he was in the car, like you'd be like, Mr. President, like I'm trying to talk to you.
And you tried to drive. Granted, he would probably have somebody driving him. Like
I don't know now. He
doing this thing now.
Yeah.
So what was the best interview you ever had though?
Best interview I ever had. Honestly, I think my best interviews have been with people who weren't celebrities. Right. It's always like the newcomers or people like coming up or something. When I had like the big artists, I can't remember, but like when I do like my other little segments with regular people or like when they have like a fashion brand or like a singer or model, those have been like the most easiest conversations. I don't know if that is the whole regular person mentality that I get instilled in, but I like the IG Live interviews with celebrities because it takes the pressure of them being in my face. Right. But so trying to think, I like the new artist interviews. I don't know. I had like a list one time. I was like, I can't remember really.
Okay.
But yeah.
That's what's up.
They've all been pretty good.
They've all been pretty good?
Yeah, they have.
What was that whole Talking Black thing that you were talking about?
Yeah.
Talking Black?
Yeah.
What's that? Is that a thing?
Everybody says that about me.
Is that a thing? Wait, you're not black?
No.
Wait, you're not black?
Shut up. You knew that.
I swear to God.
What do you mean?
I thought you were mixed.
No.
Hey.
Good boy.
I swear to
serious?
I swear to God, I didn't know you weren't black.
White rice on a paper plate in a snowstorm. White.
Yo.
There's nothing in me.
I swear to God, I
really?
did not. I swear to God. I thought you were like a mixed light skinned female, like mom's white or dad's white or something like that. Hey, that's I learned something new today.
Yeah.
So what do you think is the truth behind like interviewing notable celebrities? Like what do you think, like what are some truths behind that? Like do you think like is it that hard to talk to them or
it's not hard to talk to them. It's just you gotta know how to talk to people.
Right.
But you can't help it if they don't want to be talked to.
Right.
Then it's like, I mean, there's really not much you can do.
Right.
Like a lot of people, like when Lil Yachty was first coming out, it's like we didn't do a good interview together when he first came out. And I was like, I'd ask my other people on radio, like when Lil Yachty would go to the other stations, I'm like, yo, how was your Lil Yachty interview? And they were like, no, it wasn't good either. So it was just like, he was just like young at the time. A lot of them don't be media trained at the very beginning. So it's like, they would just be like quiet. I listen to other interviews too, like on SiriusXM with like Who Kid, and he'll like talk to more of like the Little Pump type rappers and stuff like that. And I hear him, and DJ Who Kid is like this older man, and he's over still just trying to like reach for questions to get these people to talk and stuff like that. So it's not hard. It's just you got to know.
I remember when Lil Yachty first came on the scene when he went on the Breakfast Club. He wasn't really talking like that either.
Yeah,
he wasn't. He wasn't like a big talker. I don't know. I think he said it was something like being nervous or something, just being that big, I guess.
I mean, yeah, I could see that too. Like, I'd probably be like nervous or don't want to say the wrong thing or stuff like that.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
Like, okay, being starstruck a thing?
Starstruck is a thing if you're not in the industry. But I feel like some of us have gotten starstruck before. Like, I think it has to be that big celebrity. But I haven't had like that big celebrity moment, I don't feel like.
Right.
Where I would have been starstruck.
Maybe I think like since you've already had like you've already interviewed certain people and it's just not like a thing. Like it's just like like these people are just right, like they're right, even though they got all this money, they're just like they're still like people. Right. So,
yeah, exactly.
Like, and going back on that, they don't want to be talked to. Like, I know going in the locker room sometimes we interview like certain players and teams. They just do not feel like talking, especially if they lose. Like they just like no. Like
you just all up in their face. Like, how you think you did? Like, and it's like
I don't feel like talking about it. Like, how do you think we did? We lost. Like exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like stuff like that. Like we'll get the dumb answers or just like the one word answers. Those be the worst. Those be the worst. Like when you say like when you ask them like a really in-depth question, they be like, yeah, that's pretty cool. Like, all right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Then now we're getting into the gender war section, since we had since you had your group chat thing, I have some certain questions that I want to ask you.
Okay.
And we're gonna see how you feel about them. Okay.
Okay. Bet.
So, can your significant other have an OnlyFans?
No, they can't. He can't.
Why he can't have OnlyFans?
Because like, this don't sit well with me. Like, to know, like, if I come home one day or I come over and like you're practicing your poses for these other women that subscribe to you, like, that's just weird to me.
But what if he's bringing in, like, what if he's like one of the top creators on OnlyFans? Can you date him? Or matter of fact, what if y'all not together? Boom, and y'all get together. You find out, oh, this guy's like a big.
I can't.
No,
I can't do it. It's weird to me. Like, I can't do it. Like, I know somebody that like I used to talk to, and he made like an OnlyFans.
Right.
And I asked him, I was like, yo, let me see something, 'cause I'm not subscribing. I was like, let me see what you're putting up there. And so he sent me what he like.
I'm not paying for this.
I'm not paying for this that I already had before. Like, I'm not doing it. But I was like, what are you posting? And so he would like show me or whatever. And I was like, so I kept thinking about it, and I was like, I couldn't like date him again, like, 'cause you real active on here, like everybody, like, he was in the top percent too. And I was like, all right, so I can't.
She said you real active up here, like you post every day.
Yeah.
like why you post every day? Yeah, damn.
Right, like, you wake up and be like, oh, time to go to OnlyFans, go to work.
I got that morning wood, so you know, time to post.
Yeah.
So, but he could still, like, even if he bringing in like, what if he's bringing in like millions?
It's a no.
Still?
It's a no. I can't take him seriously.
Man, come on. Okay, what if he just showing? What if he just like, I get it. Because if I had a girl that did the OnlyFans, I'd have been like, oh crap.
See?
Like,
why?
Well, I guess I feel like it's different from men to women in that certain aspect. I just feel like,
yeah.
I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. It's just weird to me.
No, it's
still.
weird.
I think it's weird in general. I think we can just kill the whole like gender thing, and it's just like weird in general for that type of thing.
Now, what if like your girl or whatever asked you to join her OnlyFans?
I'm not a porn star, and it's just like when I look at stuff like that, it's just like it's gonna come. Like, I just feel like stuff comes up later. Like, depending on what you never know where you're gonna be in life. What you want to be in life.
That's true.
You may do this OnlyFans thing might be popping for the whole COVID thing since we in the crib, but then once we get back to like normal life, whatever that really is,
yeah,
and we get to that point, and then you want to do something, it's just like that can come up. So that's what I look at. I look at that aspect.
Yeah, it's like,
you know, would you if your significant other asked, like, you know, nah, still
I can't. No, it's still a no. Like, I'm not doing that. Like,
dang, so there's no budget. There's no budget.
It's a straight no for me. Like, I'm not with it.
Okay, bet. So you as a female, well, okay, we'll go off this 21 Savage thing. You know, did you ever see the post where if a dude worked at 21, if a dude worked at McDonald's,
okay,
you know, and a girl went and looked that way. Mm-hmm. But if a girl worked at McDonald's and the dude tried to, like, how am I trying to? I forgot the quote. It's basically like, can your dude work? Can like males? Dang, what is that? I'm trying to figure out the quote that he said. Basically, a guy can put a girl on, but a girl can't put a guy on.
Okay.
Like, you feel me?
Yeah.
So could you see a dude working at McDonald's be like, yo, like, you know, I could rock with him type thing? Well, not you as a person, but why don't girls, you know, he working?
Yeah, we get the whole, he got a job, he got money type thing compared to somebody who don't.
Right.
But it's the fact of what the job is. And I think it's different with age. Like, okay, if you're 19, 20, still working at fast food, like, cool or whatever. But if you're a 30-year-old woman, or like, and you have your own career, why would you? I'm sorry, I'm not going to give the McDonald's person a play if he 30 at McDonald's too.
Dang, but what if he the manager?
Nah, he still won't come home smelling like grease, and I can't do it.
Oh,
that grease smell is a bitch. Like, no.
Man. Okay, so why I just wonder why, like, you know when, like, if a girl does it, you know, we're supposed to, like, you know, be like, you know, yeah, she's an independent woman, and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah.
I just wonder why, like, dang.
Why it ain't the same?
Yeah, why it ain't the same?
It's messed up, ain't it?
Yeah.
It's messed up.
You're not budging on it either. It's messed up, but it's true. It's like, it's not happening.
Yeah, it is what it is. It's like, it is messed up, though. I ain't gonna hold you.
Okay, I feel that. Okay, so we gonna go to the next one. So basically, did you hear that T.I. segment when he was talking? I don't know if I think he was talking to 21 when he was talking about it can't be 50-50 if you paying 100% of the bills.
Yeah, I heard it.
Uh-oh.
One of my group chats was on it too.
Okay, so how you feel about it?
Because he was like, what he say? Whoever pays 100% of the bills has 100% say so in a relationship.
Right.
No.
Okay.
Like, because that stems from like a controlling, it can from a controlling like type of space. Like, oh, I pay everything. What do you have to say? What are you bringing to the table? Like, what are you doing? And I don't want no man should ever like hold that above like a woman's head.
Got you.
And it's like, okay, even if he offers to want to pay everything, cool. But that does not mean that a woman can't have no say in anything. Like, I should still be able to like communicate and be, whatever. Like,
yeah, I think that's what he was trying to. I don't know is that what he was trying to say too? Like,
and then he said something like, unless you're married. Because he was like, I mean, at the very end, the video clip cut off, and it was like, 100% unless you're married. Then I think that's when he was like, oh, it could be 50-50. But I guess if he was mean like, if you're a boyfriend and girlfriend, and your boyfriend is paying for everything, the girlfriend has no right to really like speak up. That's what he was saying, or like have an input on anything. Like,
okay.
Yeah,
I feel that.
You feel that?
Not like I feel that. Okay, listen.
You be like, oh, that sound nice. Like, okay.
Okay, well, not paying for everything is the best thing either. Even if, especially in a relationship, like paying for, like, I get the guy has to pay for certain stuff, this, that. But then when we talking about like, it's like, all right, I'm paying for all of this, but
Get out.
Listen. Look. All right, it's like I'm paying for all this, but I'm gonna just move on.
Okay. I don't know where you go with this.
Like, cause it's just like I get what he was saying, but I get like the women do have certain say, especially if they're contributing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like any right girl could, like, if they feel that their man is really paying for everything, they should like contribute to the table. Like, I'll clean, do this, do that. Like they will have input too as well. But I'm about to move on.
Okay.
But I agree with both sides. I can see both sides how they feel. Come on, AyeeeDub, don't look at me.
I don't know.
Hey, AyeeeDub, don't look at me like that.
I don't know.
I
don't know where you coming from.
Oh man, I'm gonna just leave that one alone. Okay, so can your significant other have girl or guy friends, like best friends?
They can have girl guy friends, but the best friend title make it tricky.
Yeah, how do you feel about that?
No.
Nah.
No to the best friends. Like, you can have like maybe one or two, but that's still weird to me because everybody says, oh, you need to date your best friend. And so it's like, well.
That's a good way to look at it.
It's like everybody says you should date your best friend.
How you see your best friend when we dating and stuff. But, yeah.
That's my thing with it.
It's weird. It's one of those weird things. Mm-hmm. But what if they came before you, though?
If their female friend was before me?
Yeah.
Well, then it depends. Mm-hmm. I think I had told somebody else that same situation because he was mentioning, you keep looking at my nails.
You're like, the way you move it, I'm like, God.
I'm like, they're not gonna come off. Like, hello.
Nah, it's the way you move it. No.
You think they're gonna like come at your face?
Nah. It's the way you move your hands. I'm like, okay.
No, I said it. But I had told it to somebody else. I was like, because he mentioned too. He was like, what about if they come before you, like whatever. And I was like, I think it's how you introduce them to your girlfriend. Because if it's like off rip, if someone were to be like, oh, I have like so and so's my best friend, I'd be like, whoa, calm down, Jamal. Like, why are you telling me this? But then it's like we've been dating for a couple months, and then you're mentioning like, hey, babe, I got like a best friend that I want to introduce y'all to. Like, it's the way you go about it. The timing is really important with this one. But if it's all like, if I don't hear from you say it, and at the first rip, it's like, oh, it's my best friend Ashley, it's my best friend Sarah, it's my best friend here. It's like, well, who else is your best friend? Like, how many females do you have? In my head, it's like, you haven't tried any of them, right. Or did you do it and nothing like popped happens? Off. Now y'all just best friends. So
because y'all basically like know each other now. Like if something popped off, you feel me? You like know each other now. Y'all cool.
Right.
Facts.
So I always say like no to best friends. You can have friends of the opposite sex if you're in a relationship, but the best friend thing is like, you know.
I get it. Yeah, I get the whole I get the whole best friend thing too, because as a man, your girl coming to you like, this dude's my best friend. We already know in our head, we already know like this nigga.
Right, y'all know how guys are and we know how girls are.
Yeah, we sit here like, yo, like you ain't just like come about like trying to do her nails or nothing like that. We already know what time it is. So
right.
I get that whole aspect. I don't think the best friend, if you're in a relationship, I don't think, the best friend thing. If you have a best friend, like it should be introduced in a proper way.
Yeah, exactly.
Or because especially they came before you. Like if you were not there before their best friendship and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Yeah. So I never had a relationship where that was a thing. So I don't even know. But I just feel like that shit just weird to me.
And none of my exes had friends, so it was good.
Oh, so you were the only friend. I was the only friend.
No, that was good.
I feel you. Yeah. All right, that's the end of the gender war segment. So. Aww. That was a fun one. Yeah. I had a couple up there, but I was like, nah, I erased them.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Oh, so talk about your new Hip Hop DX, podcast. How is that?
Oh, well, yeah, that's interesting.
What's up.
That is thank you.
Yo, congratulations. How'd that come about?
Well, I've been doing like the voiceovers for their news on their YouTube page for 2 years now.
Oh,
so I was always
dope.
with them.
Oh, that's dope. I never knew that. Okay, that's dope. That's dope.
Thank you. And then they always would try to like, and they're based in LA, so they always try to like work me into like other things. Like they wanted to put my group chat videos on their YouTube page a couple of times.
Yeah.
But it didn't like stick around.
Right.
And then the podcast I did came up from somebody, and it's funny because the other girl that's on K975, H Sky, who does a podcast with me, she was like talking to like another dude in Hip Hop DX, and I was talking to my guy on my side of Hip Hop DX.
Where?
And no one really knew we was like me and Asia was working together.
Okay, facts.
So and then like when I first came to Raleigh, I was like telling her or whatever. I was like asking her like, oh, what do you do? Like yada yada. She was like, yeah. She said what she did, and she was like, oh, and like Hip Hop DX possibly. I was like, oh, you don't say. I was like, I'm on Hip Hop DX too. Right. So it's interesting how it was like he didn't know, no one knew we were like right together. And it was like, oh, well, that's perfect. Y'all are like living in the same city. Y'all can do this podcast together easily. And that's how it came about. And we do it like every day. She has like the same little setup like this at her house. And we just go over, we edit it, we schedule it, and go up daily. And it's been pretty dope. I think we're on our second or third week.
That's dope.
Yeah, so it's getting up there, but thank you.
Word, that's dope. When I first seen it, I was like, man, look at her. Congratulations, man. Doing your thing with that. Doing your thing. That, and then another PSA or disclaimer, date somebody, and then that's how you get in the industry. That's how you That's two. That's twice, right? You said you said you were talking to somebody at Hip Hop DX?
No, who I address as my boss.
Oh, okay. I'm about to be like, look at that.
No, that was based off. I'm talking about who I report to. That's what I meant. She report to somebody else. I report to somebody else in the same DX camp.
Facts. I'm just joking.
Damn.
I'm just joking.
Look at that media thought out here.
No, it's just all jokes. It's just all jokes. So in your career right now, what's the one thing you wish you would have learned earlier?
What I wish I would learn earlier, I guess, is that's such a tough question because I feel like what I learned it at the right time and needed to be learned on. So if I were to say, oh, I wish I could have learned this years ago, I probably wouldn't have either learned it like I was supposed to.
Right.
So
or retained it or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. But my always thing is like keeping good relationships with people. Like you'll realize in this like communications or radio or like entertainment industry is like it's big, but everybody knows somebody who could be like the whole gatekeeper thing or like put you on to somebody. Because I think of like with this Raleigh job, it stemmed from him really knowing my bosses at the Charlotte station. And like there's moments where like I could have just flipped on whoever if I had a bad day or whatever, but I remained cool and calm and collected. Right. And it was like, yo, imagine if I would have like ripped off somebody and then that got back to him, like the boss I have now, and that'd be the decision he don't hire me on. Right. So it's always important to like keep your relationships like good. And don't like be a pushover, don't get like run over or whatever, but like, stand your ground, but like always keep a good presence or a good like face card or something like that.
Yeah, you're right.
Because if I was like young and I didn't really like pick up on that, and I would have messed up and like was talking like mess about whoever, whatever, and I got back around.
Yeah.
Who knows where my career could have stopped. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think that's like just important, period. I learned that, but I was always quiet in the beginning too. But
right. It's crazy how that works out, right? Yeah. Like the quiet, you quiet in the beginning, but you're on here, you gotta talk, you know?
Yeah, and it's like people from like my middle school and high school, they'll be like, "You're in radio?" I'm like, "You never used to speak in class." I'm like, "I know, it's crazy, right?"
Right.
But I always used to make mixed CDs, and that's how I kind of got like my credibility.
Okay, that's what's up.
Like, y'all used to know you made mixed CDs. Like, thank you.
Hey, yo, that's.
Well, yeah, but
that's what's up. Yeah. Are gatekeepers real?
I get confused with the term gatekeeper. I know I just said it. So define what gatekeeper is.
Okay, so people that can like, I guess like I feel like everybody everybody's a gatekeeper in their own way. Because I feel like everybody knows, like in this meeting, you already know. Everybody knows everybody. Like I can come to you and say, you know this person, that person. You're like, oh yeah, I know that person, and then such and such like that. And then I could be some type of big boss, something like that. Like, yo, how you feel about him? You not knowing like what kind of like relationship we got going on, or I'm about to hire him, and you say like, all right, I just guess I'm gonna rock with him type thing. I feel like everybody can be a gatekeeper.
Well, yeah, that's true because I think I don't know if I've dealt with a gatekeeper, but I remember like I guess I have some like gatekeeping tendencies because like
or aspects.
Yeah, I guess in the sense of like, you know, I think you have to sometimes. Well, you said in that way of like, you know, if I'm asking about somebody, yada yada, but I'm thinking of it's like if I know something that I know about like with my job, I'm not gonna get that free game up.
Facts.
Like there's
that too.
So that applies too.
That applies too.
Like if I feel like if it's something you can like Google or like YouTube and I know about it, it's dumb to keep that from somebody else.
Right.
But there's some things where like I have found out and I was like I can't. Like, people be like, where I get my topics from or, like, how this happened. I cannot reveal the secrets.
Right.
So I'm like, yo, then y'all going to go to where I go get this.
Facts.
And then it makes me look like, you know, I don't have the little secret or anything.
Right. That's what you do with this.
Yeah, I'm like, this me. Like, y'all can't hide this. I think there's, like, a Clubhouse call on Sunday that somebody asked me to be on. And it's about, like, show prep and everything. And I was like, do I want to tell them this big, like, thing that I go to for, like, content? But I'm like, nah, because I can't. Facts. It's like it's not really like being like stingy. It's just like y'all can find it out. Y'all can find out what it is too.
Right. If you found out and you did your research, then they can too. Is that what you're kind of saying?
Yeah. Even though the whole thing of like, oh, you could tell somebody what to do, but they can't do it like you. That too. But it's like, you know, I say that with videos. People ask me how I do my videos. And it's like, I was like,
your videos are really good.
Thank you so much.
They're really good.
I learned all that from like YouTube.
Right.
It's like and that's why I tell them too. I was like, you can go to YouTube. You can get templates from this one website. I think it's like pixelsomething.com. You can get the different graphics and everything. Like, because I still see people who just do like, you know, the regular things that come with the iMovie or whatever, which is cool. But like they'll be like, oh, I want mine to look like yours. Okay, baby. Well, I'm not in iMovie. Yeah, like, y'all gotta go to where I go.
And we all know what iMovie looked like too. Yeah. Like when the whole line drop in the little joint. I'm like, yeah, we already know what it looked like. We already know what software you use. So
exactly.
And when you look at yours and you look at it, it looks like you're using some type of other software, some type of nice expensive thing. And really got the thing pop up. You know, that's the noise I make.
I'm using. It's still a trial of Final Cut Pro. I keep reusing the trial.
Right.
And then the little graphics, the one site, I forget the site, but they have like a Throwback Thursday sale. And like you download an old like graphic pack for like $9 on Thursdays.
Right. That's what's up.
Yeah, and it's like it's not really expensive.
Yeah. Okay. And then that's how you create that great content. Like the content, the whole group chat segments, it's very like eye catching.
Yeah,
and the topics are like, oh, I want to respond to them and stuff like that.
Right, and that goes back into just wording it in a way to like get people to like, you have to say something because you're just like, I need to like put my opinion and my input on this. So, because people ask me too, be like, how you get so much engagement? Like everybody's DMing you a story. It's like, it's wording. Like you gotta get people like, and that comes from being on radio.
Yeah.
Like when you have a topic, you want people to call in. So you kind of word it in a way to like, you know, I want people to feel like they have to say something like so sometimes I'll play like, I think devil's advocate of being like, you know, I think, you know, the man shouldn't have to pay. And women can be like, what you mean?
Right.
I ain't say I agreed with it now. But that gets the women be like, honey, no, he need to pay. And, you know, and the men be like, yeah, girl, you a real one. Like, yeah, I like you. And
I like you too.
Yeah.
They don't have to pay.
Nah, I still gotta pay.
Oh yeah, I feel you. I was taught that too. It's just like the manly thing to do, I guess. But with this, I'm not even gonna talk about that. We're gonna do the equality thing. I think women should get paid just like men. I feel like women should get
paid more.
Yeah, I mean the whole thing was the whole equality thing. Like men should get paid. Women should get paid just like men. If they're doing the same amount of work, they're doing more. Get paid more.
Yeah.
You know, but okay. But open the door for me.
I would, but y'all beat me to it. Y'all opened the door already? Y'all opened the door for us already.
Nah. Sometimes like I
open. You want us to hold your coat too? Like what you want me to do?
I open the door. What's this whole equality thing?
Yo. You gotta be chivalry.
Chivalrous. So
yeah.
I'll open the door for somebody, and they won't even. What's the thing with not saying thank you? Like
that's on them.
I just want to trip them sometimes.
Do it. If they say thank you, trip them. You can do that.
But yeah, I think everybody should get their fair thing. But what does like media mean to you, and like what does radio mean to you in all these years of being up there? What does it mean to you?
It means, I want to say like, it means a lot to me, but like I think with learning like meeting all different people, being able to like travel and go to like these different places and be in different stations and in different areas like Midwest, up north, and then back south and everything, and like the lessons learned. Like I have a small family, and I have like a small like friend group. I know like a lot of people. And I often think of like I've learned so much being in like media and radio personality, like just like free game or like, you know, learning how to network and, you know, a lot of things like I didn't learn like in school or like in college and things like that. But it's really just being like a dope person, you know, being able to relate to a lot of people, being entertaining, like a voice, having like an outlet. It goes back to the whole guidance counselor thing. Like I wanted to help kids and like people, stuff like that. And it's like, oh, well, you're helping radio. Like I get like the prisoners listen to me. So like that makes like their day, like listen to the radio in jail. I had like people like kids in detention centers like find like my Instagram or they write letters and they be like, you know, I look forward to hearing you like every day. Like you're so funny. Like you do this and this. And it's like, so it's like having that part about it is like pretty dope. It's like media like means a lot. Like I had like AyeeeDub tatted like right here in the radio wave type thing. So it's like, you know, I got it on there. I was like, yo, I really like does this. Like I really like love radio and like media. Like it's so interesting.
Right. That's what I just told my my cameraman Daryl that when I watch his videos, it's like you have the power to like make someone's day, and that probably, and like your voice. That's why I was talking about you. I was like, your voice is engaging, and it's like, you know, it brightens people's day up, and like that's a power in itself.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, like people. You said the little boys in the detention center, they write you. The jails listen to you, bro. That's like a thing. Like like this is not like. Everybody think we just, you know, just turn it on and we just get to talking. Like, no, we trying to like engage and like help somebody, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
I think, and like somebody else, like sometimes my group chats, like if you follow them for a long time, they're on different type of topics. Like it's really different. And I think one of my friends has sent me like a screenshot of being like something about, you know, sharing your trauma stories. No, pause it. Cause it's a really good one.
Go ahead.
It's like, I have to get it down pat. You can edit this, right?
Yeah, I was to say we got the power in it, or we can just leave it in there.
Yeah, bet. It's like right here. Let me see. Oh yeah, shame dies when stories are told in safe places. Right. And she was like, "This is what you're allowing on your platform. Keep it up." And it's like, yeah, because I'll post. You know, I think the last one was about this girl saw her dude on a STD dating site, and the dude had herpes.
Oh man.
Yeah, I mean it's big, bro, right? So I put it on I put it on Instagram, like, you know, what should she do? And of course, like everybody chimed in and being like, oh, herpes, like, no, like, you'll find somebody else who don't got herpes. But then like I had a woman DM me, she was like, girl, I got herpes. I tell the men up front, they don't care about it. I don't have an outbreak. Wow. You know, she's responsible with it. She take like her medicine or whatever.
Oh, Fact. That is a thing.
So stuff like that, and it's like, yo, like, you know, usually we'll be like, I don't want to tell nobody I have AIDS, herpes, or you know, I had an STD before, like yada yada, and it's like that shit's normal. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, no one should be like ashamed or whatever, or ashamed for like what they did in their life or whatever.
Right.
And people will tell me these stories, and of course I block it out, but I know, but I really don't be like, oh, so and so told me this on what day. You know, I forget who says it.
Right.
But it's the fact I get like some wild DMs or wild stories, and I post it up, and it's like, I had people be like, you know, I feel better about what happened, or like, cause I'm good to know that someone else feels the same way, or things like that. Like, no one should be ashamed. Like, I like tell my whole business on Instagram. Like, I be like, oh, I ain't got the D in like 3-4 months, and they be like, you ain't got no D in 3 months. I'm like, yeah, girl, oh, yeah, it's like a drought out here. Or I'll be like, oh, I had this, or my ex cheated on me, or like whatever. Like, it's such an open book, and people like that. So it's like, I want people to feel better. Like, we all go through stuff. Like, no one should be like ashamed of anything. So that when she sent that, I was like, yo, that's dope.
Going back to that regular, like going back to the thing that everybody goes through something. Yeah. Everybody bleeds the same. Nobody. Exactly. You see these celebrities out here dying like at early ages. Like, you know, they were regular people. They had all the fame, all the notoriety. We make them look like they're untouchable, but no, like, rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. Like, how big he was, died. It's like, dang, like it's like, it goes back to the thing, like, everybody's just regular people, and everybody has to answer to something, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
You feel me? So that's just what it is. Mind you, I wanted to go back on a point. There's really never a drought for girls. There's really never a drought for girls.
Someone else told me that. How is it not a drought for
girls?
girls?
There's never a drought for girls. Because it's way easier for a girl to have sex than it is for a guy to have sex. Define pussy. The guy it's harder for guys to find pussy than it is for girls to find dick.
I mean, I get that logic. But if you're on a pathway of like, you just don't want to sleep with no anybody, it could be a drought.
Watch it. Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like,
facts. I get that part.
Like, easy, like, okay, I can stay in this drought because I'm looking for something else.
Yeah.
But trust, if I didn't care about that, I got somebody I can call.
Facts.
That's what we saying. But yeah.
Okay, facts. There's never really a
on
fact.
A pathway.
Yeah. That makes sense.
It's a drought.
That makes sense because, you know, if just imagine this: if a girl came up to a guy. Let's say a pretty girl came up to a guy and was just like, you know, yeah, you trying to fuck. The guy's like, when, where, now? You know, you feel me? Like, where you want to go? We can go to the freezer section, you know, all that. But, you know, if a guy came up to a girl and was like, yo, you trying to fuck type shit, the girls are like, what? Like, it's just not the same.
Some girls are down for that.
But, you know, probably 80 to 90%, that would be the whole what? Like, no, I'm not doing that. 80 to 90, like that. It's probably for the most part.
Yeah, okay.
It's 80 for 90 for the guy. If a girl came up like on some shit like, you know, trying to fuck, you'd be like, all right, that's
off rip, dude. Right? Okay.
Should a girl come up to a guy first? How do you feel about girls like approaching guys?
I think it's a good thing. Like the whole.
I think that is too.
I mean, no, it is, but it's like it's kind of nerve wracking. Cause I remember like I tried to shoot my I shoot my shot in the DM like easily.
Right.
But I remember like one time I did try to shoot my shot in person. Like I used to work at a bowling alley in college.
Right.
And I was like, someone was real cute, and I was just like, I tried it, and like nothing really happened. But so it's kind of like I felt like, yo, after that, I'm not doing it ever again. What? But the DM makes it easier. I'll give it that. But
I feel that.
I don't know how I would do it in person. Like.
All you gotta say is hi. My name is.
That's what they. Yeah,
that's all you got. Especially for girls, it's like I think for guys it's more nerve wracking because you're just like, well, as a man, just like the whole pride thing, getting rejected, you're like, dang.
Well, no, because I had another like homie who was like, he asked me, he was like, yo, if a girl asks you, do you play sports? Is that like, because he was like kind of oblivious. I was like, wait, tell me the context. Like, what happened? Mm-hmm. He was at the grocery store, and I think he had like on his workout clothes or something, and he noticed her looking at his calves. And she was like, oh, do you work out? And I think he didn't say nothing. I was like, yeah, she was trying to like, that was her way to get in.
You're like,
but you know, a lot of men don't.
Oblivious.
They be oblivious to it. It's like, yo.
Oblivious.
I be like, yo, you're cute. And they be like, thanks. My guy, like, I'm trying here. Like, what?
Thanks. Like, I'd be so oblivious. Like, you know, you get talked to. You just be so oblivious. You'd be like, yo, that motherfucker was trying to get at you. You be like, what? Nah, she wasn't even trying. Like, I wouldn't even try. I don't even be thinking. I really don't even be thinking. Like, I'm trying to think of a.
So imagine how many girls have actually like shot their shot like at guys who just don't know. But it's like clear as day. Like, oh, do you work out? Do you play sports? Like, it's little things like that.
Right. Have you ever had like on the brink of, you know, like, because I've had this happen. Be like on the brink of like talking to some, like being, all right, that initial conversation, like before, you know, we get the number and stuff like that, and we just parted ways. Just like, it just dead. We were like, we got to talking like, yeah, all right, see you later. Like, it's just like, didn't get the number, didn't get the whole Instagram, didn't get nothing. Have you ever had that happen?
I feel like I
have. Like, damn, I feel like I should have got the number.
Like, yeah, I've been a couple times, like a couple like years ago or whatever. But
that facts.
I feel like everybody's been like, oh, what's your Snapchat? What's your Instagram? Let me get your stuff or whatever. But,
yeah. So how do you feel like being? I'm gonna go back to the whole women and the equality thing. How do you feel that your impact as a woman has been in media? How do you feel? How important? Am I
Angela Yee? I feel that's an Angela Yee.
No, but you're still you're a very important part of this, like this whole media thing, because you know how hard it is to get to certain positions. You know how hard it is.
Oh yeah.
And you know, even being a woman, it's like I can attest to this. I'm not a woman, but I can attest to how hard it is for me being a guy.
Oh yeah.
Trying to get up in radio. You feel me? So I can only, you know, imagine for like a female getting in media and stuff too. So how do you feel? How do you feel about that?
Can you repeat the question?
Sorry, I started talking on the question. I started talking about. Oh my God, I just talked too much. I'm sorry. How do you feel that your impact as a woman been in like media?
Oh, okay, there we go.
I'm so sorry I've been talking too much.
No, that's why you have a podcast.
Yeah.
You talk too much. You talk a lot. It's
thanks
not too much.
Thanks for agreeing with me.
Yeah. I got you.
All right.
My impact as a woman in the media, that's the question?
Yeah.
I would say I have a pretty like good like lasting impact. People will ask me that question. It's like, to me, I don't feel like, I'm like, you know, on that Angela Yee status, or like where I could be like something that people like look up to. Because when you mention like women in radio, everybody says Angela Yee or Wendy Williams or like, you know, like people that's like a household name, right?
Right.
So it's like, I guess when I think of like myself, it's just in the sense of that's a good question.
But
I just feel like,
yeah,
you know, people will say, oh, it's such a male-dominated field, whatever. But like, I've been blessed to still keep a job and, you know, beat out other applicants and things like that, and be booked for different things. Because it's like, you know, it's male-dominated, people prefer female voices sometimes. And it's like, you know, especially we need more women program directors and music directors, because I got the music director title over there.
Oh yeah.
That's supposed to be the next step. It's like a program director, because all my bosses have been males. I haven't had like a female boss. Right. So I think in the pathway I'm going to earn these music director stripes and these PD stripes, and, you know, be good at what I do, and, you know, but still like be able to relate to a lot of people. It's like, gives other women hope to be like, yo, I can do the same thing that she's doing. Like, people like her stuff, people want to engage with her stuff. I can do the same thing.
Right.
So I think like I'm going down that path. I don't know if I really laid the groundwork yet, but I'm on the path of like,
you've done a lot. You did good.
Thank you. So like, it's possible. Like, you can get these interviews, sis, and you can make this content, and people can subscribe to you. Like, yeah. Okay.
So my last question is for you. If you have all the girls that want to get in radio, anybody that's trying to get in like media in general, what's some advice?
Some advice would be, especially like, it's hard period with COVID right now, because a lot of jobs are like letting people go, and there's no really events that you can show up to and like show your face and like meet these people at the station. Right. But in all general consensus of, you know, what you can do to like get involved with it or into like media is really creating your own platform. Even like if I have like a radio station behind me, AyeeeDub is still like the brand, because some of the people will be like, oh, group chat, Instagram, but not a lot of people be like, oh, I like what you do on your show. Right. They listen to the show, I think, from after seeing my Instagram or like stuff like that. So having your own personal brand is big. And I had a boss tell me, like, you know, when people go to your page, what do you want people to get from your page? Like, if you're the shoe guy, post shoes and post outfits. If you're the, like, news guy, like political news, be the political, like, you got to give people a reason for people to go on your page. So that ended up me being, you know, the group chats, like the topics, the videos, and things like that. So I think once you find, like, your brand, your platform, what you want to be known for, and then, like, branch off that. So if you want to be, like, the person with all, like, the exclusive interviews, have your ear to the streets. Know, like, you know, you can always just send a DM. Clubhouse, if you can get in Clubhouse, like, you can be, like, a lot of people on there, too, and, like, who, like, the faces behind some of your favorite brands or record labels or artists and things like that. So, yeah, it's a long journey to, like, get into it. But, like, once you get in, like, you're in. Like, I have, like, a homie who, like, kind of asked me the same thing when he was starting out. And I would, like, tell him, I send him, like, a whole email of, like, this is what you, like, can do. Like, you know, start this, you know, reach out to the artist managers, go to these events, these showcases, and things like that. And now he's, like, one of the poppin'est people, like, out here. Like, he'll stay in Charlotte. Like, he'll go to Raleigh. He'll go to Columbia. And
that's what's up.
He's, like, the plug for now, like, all, like, the local artist interviews.
That's what's up.
So, yeah, and, like, we give flowers, like, he knows what it is and, like, everything and stuff like that. But sometimes, like, he outshines me sometimes. Right. And I gave him, like, you know, like, advice. Like, the game. But, like I said, but I told other people the same thing, and they didn't stick with it.
Yeah.
So, if you just stay at something, you stick with it, and you actually, like, grind for it, you can get in media. You can be, like, you don't have to have a radio station behind you. Yeah. You don't have to have an internet radio station. Like, a lot of people, like, making podcasts and things like that. Like, you can do it. Just YouTube, do it. Instagram, IGTV, anything. You just gotta, like, stick with it.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
AyeeeDub, I appreciate you for being on the Push Fed podcast. Thank you so much. This has been fun. You definitely got to come back up here.
For sure. Just let me know.
Shout out your Instagram and everything, where the people can reach you at, and your podcast.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Okay, so you can follow me on Instagram at AyeeeDubb. A new group chat video every Monday at 8 p.m. on Instagram. The Hip Hop DX Daily podcast is daily. It launches every day at 8 a.m. Subscribe to down all your podcast platforms. And, yeah, but everything, Instagram, AyeeeDubb, everything's there. So, yeah.
Thank you so much for being up here. This is fun. I really enjoy my time with you.
Me too.
Yeah, thank you for coming up here. This is the Push Effect, and we're out.